The Denver Broncos get some solid news heading into the AFC Championship game. Broncos' Jarrett Stidham is the first QB to make their career playoff start in a conference championship or later since Joe Namath with the Jets in 1968 in the AFL Championship against the Raiders. Jarrett Stidham has a very good shot to make history and be one of the first quarterbacks to ever win a game getting a start in the AFC Championship in modern football. And I know everybody is just counting out the Broncos considering who they have at quarterback this weekend in the AFC Championship, because you look at guys like Drake May that's thrown for 4,394 yards, Matt Stafford, 4,707 yards. Sam Darnold, 4,048 yards. Jarrett Stidham's got a goose egg throughout the board because he's not had to play, because Bo Nix is the Denver Broncos starting quarterback. And people are going to be like, well, Jarrett Stidham's a backup. He has no shot to win this game. The Broncos are going to lose. I think the Broncos actually match up really well against the New England Patriots. The Broncos are the best O-line in football. The Broncos have the best defense remaining in the postseason. The New England Patriots have had a bit of a cupcake schedule, and I know people are going to be like, well, they're in the AFC Championship. Yeah, they played the LA Chargers, which had the worst offensive line in football, and they played the Houston Texans that had almost just as bad of an O-line as the Chargers, 27th ranked O-line. So you look at the totality, yeah, the Patriots' defenses look really good. But has it looked that good? Because they've not really played anybody. Dan Kelly put out a tweet saying he's a bit confused why the Patriots waited until today to fly to Denver. Seems late for even a regular game, especially to Denver with the altitude adjustment. He said he trusts Mike Vrabel, but I will say this is very odd that they waited until today, Saturday, one day before the AFC Championship, to arrive to Denver to, kind of adjust to the air, adjust to the altitude. And this may be where Denver gets a bit of an advantage, because Denver plays in this weather all the time. It's supposed to be super cold at the game tomorrow. New England, Foxborough is a very cold place as well. However, I think the altitude plus the cold is going to make it very hard for this New England team to breathe, and they didn't even prepare. They can say they went to altitude chambers. It's not the same. We've seen that throughout the longevity of the NFL, all these teams go to altitude chambers to prepare when they're going to Denver to play at the Mile High. But in this case, this is just very, very, very concerning that the Patriots have waited this long, and this may be where the Patriots don't have an advantage on the Broncos, and the Broncos have an advantage on the Patriots because they waited too long to show up to Denver to get used to that altitude. The Broncos are elevating wide receiver Elijah Moore from the practice squad to the AFC Championship game, sources say. This isn't good news for wide receiver Troy Franklin because his hamstring, he's still questionable. Not expecting that status to change today. However, Elijah Moore is a guy that I'm really excited to see get an opportunity. I thought we would see him last week. However, he did get elevated but didn't play for helping the Broncos get insight on the Buffalo Bills. But this week, with the injuries to guys like Troy Franklin being questionable, there's a really good chance that we see Elijah Moore touch the football field. He's elevated right now. Hopefully he's not inactive. I think he's a very solid route runner. He can win out of the slot, super fast, separates well, and I think that this would be a very good thing to have him and Marvin Mims on the football field at the same time. Two fast guys, two guys that get open and create separation pretty consistently. This would be really great for the Broncos, in my opinion. As expected, the Broncos have placed Bo Nix on the IR with the broken ankle to make room for center Luke Wattenberg. The Broncos are getting reinforcements up front, and this is really great news for this AFC Championship game. I personally believe this game is going to be won through the trenches, and I think Denver's better offensive line and defensive line. I think they're better than New England on both sides of the football in the trenches. Jarrett Stidham has given me Anakin Skywalker locked in vibes based off of this picture. This absolutely gets me hyped up. There's no smiles. It's all serious. It's all about business. And if Jarrett Stidham gets it done on Sunday and can take the Denver Broncos to the promised land and then possibly get the win in the Super Bowl, we're talking about Jarrett Stidham at a whole different level. He would become one of Denver's all-time greats, and also I believe he would also be a candidate to get traded to a team that needs a starting quarterback and would get a really, really big contract. I think this means a lot for Jarrett Stidham's career, but it also means a lot for the Denver Broncos franchise to get the fourth Lombardi, to win this AFC Championship game. Denver has really good history at winning at home in the postseason, and I think the story continues, and I think Denver's going to keep climbing. If you enjoy Denver Broncos content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. This is going to be a shorter episode than normal, just kind of recapping all the news that happened today. Also giving my prediction for the game tomorrow. I think the Broncos are going to win 24-21 in a tight, close game. Will Lutz hits a field goal. The Broncos win a close one at home again, and they advance. There's a lot of history about the Broncos being successful at home in the postseason. They own New England in the postseason when played in Denver, and, it's just a very, very good story if Jarrett Stidham gets this job done. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and go Broncos.